After spending 105 amazing days in Albania, it is now time for us to leave. But before we go, I start with my last spa day at Ritual Spa. This is my favorite place to go. Anytime you book a service, you get access to the sauna, the steam room, the salt room. I opted for a full-on service because I knew I had to prepare myself both mentally and physically for the long journey ahead. So this is everything that I got in my Lost in Love service. Afterwards, I had the idea to get some flowers, and these flowers were for 3 people. 2 were amazing ladies who I stopped by their shops or businesses all the time, and they've always been so polite, and they've made my stay in Albania 10 times better just because of how nice they've always been to me and my family. So I decided to get them some flowers and also flowers for my Airbnb host. Outside of the flowers, I also got him some raki, which is some really good alcohol here in Albania. But the first day, the lady with the shop that has my turtles, she wasn't there. So I went ahead and went to the exchange and I thanked her. I wrote out letters in Albanian so that I can attach it to the flowers. And she was so kind. I wish I had cut my translator on all the way. But the next day, the lady who owns the shop was here. And she was so sweet. She held the baby and we stopped by Moncherry right before we went to the airport. And also, the lady with the shop, she gave us some snacks and she gave my daughter this awesome plushie. So we walked back to our Airbnb. Here is a look at our Airbnb. I absolutely loved this place. It was spacious enough for me and my 3 family members. And it was super clean, easy to clean as well. It was just amazing outside of having a haul, a stroller, and a baby up the stairs, but that's neither here nor there. But this is a gift for my Airbnb host. And also, I love to volunteer. I volunteered a lot back at home in the States. I was able to find an opportunity to volunteer to help this beautiful pup make it to the United States from Albania. She was the sweetest thing. Her name is Lima. And she loved on everybody. She was just so sweet. And that was my first time ever flying with a pet. It was low-key stressful. But it was so worth it because once we got into New York, she was picked up from the airport. And I got an update from her that she is now happy and spoiled. Look at her. She's so cute. So yeah, I was very, very happy, thankful, grateful for everybody who was involved in that whole situation. So here are some of the things that I absolutely loved about living in Albania. The food was freaking delicious. I'm gonna miss the food so much. I'm gonna go back. I will definitely be back in Albania, but I will forever miss the freshness of the food. Also, the unique creativity. Everywhere you go, you will see some very unique buildings, just art everywhere, and I love that so much. I've never been to a country where they express their creativity so much in this way. The scenery was also amazing. Whether you went to North Albania, South, they have everything, all the views, all the parks, like freaking breathtaking. My family absolutely loved it. The comfort, my baby felt right at home. Everywhere we went, so did the rest of my family. Now, once we left Albania, we flew into New York, like I said before, and we got an opportunity to stay at the TWA Hotel. Now, this hotel was made from an old terminal at the JFK airport, and when I tell you it was so dope, the only con is that our room was extremely basic. It had no microwave, it had no hot water source for the baby. That would have really helped, but outside of that, the entire space was freaking gorgeous. Walking around, here's some of the views of us getting a chance to walk through. I love that red carpet walkway to get to your rooms. They also had this huge Twister area. They had history of the airport and the hotel. And they even had this cool little salon. Like, it was just so cute. So the night, we only stayed one night, of course, because it was just a layover. But we were able to dine at 2 of the restaurants that are located inside of TWA Hotel. The receptionists were super nice. We were able to store, because we had like 10 to 11 pieces of luggage. We were able to store our large pieces of luggage that we did not need to take up to our room at the reception desk. So that was amazing. And once we dropped off our luggage, went up to the room, we showered and changed, and we came right back down to eat. The only part that sucked so much for me, I did want to go up to the pool, but they do charge an additional fee for the pool, which sucks so much, because I feel like if I paid this much to stay here, why do I have to pay an additional $25 just to access the pool? And the weather was really, really cold. It was like 9 degrees, I think. So I wouldn't have been up there long, but yeah, that just wouldn't have made it worth it for me. And then also, the area that I really wanted to go to was closed. They had limited hours. So they have this cool plane, and you can go on there, and there's like a cocktail bar on there. And I was so excited to try it out. But by the time we got to the hotel, it was already closed. I think they closed at like 4 p.m. Or they opened at 4 p.m. and they closed at like 11 or something like that. So it sucks. Wasn't able to get that done. But I'm still very happy that we got to experience this. Everything about this hotel was so unique. It was so cool, so fun, and extremely spacious. Extremely. So I'm going to stop yapping now, and I will let you guys just check it out. Now, this part right here was probably my favorite out of the entire hotel, because it was so cool looking at the different flight attendant uniforms over the years. And some of them were like so dope, like this red piece right here. I love that. That is so chic. But I think my favorite one was this cream colored dress right here. Oh my gosh, I was in love with that. But outside of that, like, all of these were so cool. And I think that was just like a really nice touch that they added onto here. Even with the suitcases, like, all the suitcases were nice. And you can see how they've changed over the years as well. But this just wraps up our stay. Our flight was great. Everything was great. I do miss Albania already. I miss everything about it. But this will not be the last of us that you see, Albania. Bye.